どうも、エルズと申します。ベルギーグランプリの週末が始まりました。フリー走行後に行われたインタビューでは、昨日に引き続き、フェルスタッペンが離脱する可能性についての取材が、レーシングブルズのパーメインに行われていました。また、アストンマーティンでは、すでに来週のアップデート予定のあるハンガリーを見据えているようです。インタビューを日本語訳と合わせてご紹介いたします。それではどうぞ。
Obviously, Isaac Hadjar's doing very well, having been promoted to the Red Bull senior team this year. Seems as though if Max were to move on, maybe they'd go for a more experienced driver. But notwithstanding that, do you expect your driver lineup to roll on to next year, Alan? And can you see both of them one day as material for the Red Bull senior team, which would obviously be Liam's second spell?
Well, I think that's the goal of both our guys for sure, and the goal of mine and our team is to develop drivers for that team. I think going into specifics is far more a question for Laurent, but I think we need to put them both in a position that they're ready to do that, and if and when Laurent needs another driver, he's got one or two to choose from. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Next, please.
Please. So just following on from that, you've also got Nicola Tsolov, who's done really, really well in Formula 2. Just want to know your thoughts on his performances so far, and if you're in a situation where you do stick with Liam and Arvid for next year, would he be a useful reserve, do you think, to have?
Yeah, he's doing incredibly well. I think this morning in practice he was quickest. He's now leading the championship, I think, after his great weekend at Silverstone. So he's to say he's on the radar would be a little bit of an understatement. He's next in line, I think it's fair to say. When that'll be, I don't know, honestly, and definitely, and it's not an untruth to say we're not thinking about it at the moment. He's there, he's doing his job, we're doing our job, and we'll make a call on whether, if and when he comes up to Racing Bulls later this year, I'm sure.
Thank you. Next.
Recently you called Max the benchmark driver for young drivers. Of course, there's been a lot of speculation about his future. Should he decide to move on, be it next year or in the future, what would be the biggest impact on the organization, and also what would be the biggest challenge for you as a team?
Well, on my team it'll have no impact because he doesn't drive for me. So I think that's a question for Laurent, really. It's not Max doesn't drive for me, and it'll be up to Laurent to decide his drivers for next season. And if he wants to pick one, if he really believes one of if Liam or Arvid is ready to take that challenge, then of course we'll be right there and ready to support that. But I think I don't want to speculate on which one it could be, or if Max moves to another team, would he swap with a driver from another team? I think there's too many unknowns.
Mike, we know it's a difficult situation for Aston Martin, especially so here, but how do you sum up the first day on track for the team?
As expected, I would say. We're struggling. As expected, we were going to struggle, but nevertheless, we tried to do our best this weekend. So a fairly standard FP1, FP2 program where you have a look at your tires, try to do long runs, and do all the housekeeping, because we think soon we will be racing again, and then we need to be ready. So that is so from that point of view, it's not about letting anything off or letting anything slip. It's about being professional and getting the day done properly.
Yeah, you touched on it there. I mean, how do you approach the rest of the weekend in this kind of situation?
Yeah, in the same. We're trying to execute without any problems. Try to have make the right calls for the conditions. We had now a restart and all this. This is all practice that can be very costly if you don't get it right. So it is important that you get all your processes, still 100%. The same for pit stops. You have to. You cannot afford any complacency, I would say, just because your car is a little bit off the pace. So you need to be ready the day the pace is there, and this is what we're trying to achieve.
You said it yesterday, hopefully the tougher times coming to an end soon with the Hungary update package, so some light at the end of the tunnel.
Yeah, absolutely. I think we knew that it was going to be a couple of difficult events. Now we're looking forward to next week, but we have to still finish this one. But then it is full steam ahead of Budapest and trying to do better.
So Max, you were looking pretty quick out there, but we heard your radio message, unacceptable about the gear shifts. I mean, how do you sum up that day, the feeling in the car?
I mean, pretty decent, I think, for us. The balance was straight away there, just fine-tuning a little bit with the car, which hopefully unlocks a little bit more pace. But honestly, I think from what we have as a package, it's been a good day.
You've reverted on the rear wing, taking off the Macarena rear wing. Can you tell us a little bit more about that? Did it really change things? And what's the outlook for the rest of the weekend? Early signs from the competition?
Yeah, it just opens differently. So we'll see. I mean, we just focus on ourselves, and honestly, I cannot be disappointed or whatever. I mean, it's been a good day for us. I'm not sure how much more there is in there compared to the others, but for me, feeling-wise, it's been all right. I mean, second practice, you see a little bit more what the real gap is probably, but hopefully we can eke out of that a little bit towards qualifying.
Hi Kimi, looked like a pretty decent turnaround for you today. I think it was in FP1 you described the car as edgy, and then obviously top of the pile in FP2. Just take me through that day and where that improvement's come from.
Yeah, we made big changes with the car, and it was a lot better. So that's a good direction. Of course, there's still a lot of work to do as a team, and as well with my driving. But yeah, it was a much better session, and now looking forward to tomorrow.
In terms of the rest of the weekend, what more do you need to focus on? And I guess the target is obviously to get another win under your belt.
Yeah, no, of course. We obviously Silverstone was a great weekend, but came out with no points, which obviously hurt a lot. But this weekend obviously different one, new challenge, and the goal is to still maximize every session, every time I go in the car, and then maximize the result. But definitely today was a good end, and but now a lot of work ahead of tomorrow.
Lance, we know the situation you're in for the team, but what can you tell us about those sessions today from your side?
Yeah, some learning for tomorrow, for Sunday. Some setup work to do overnight, try and get the car working a bit better, and that's we know where we're at, so just do the best we can.
Can you take us into the cockpit, what you were feeling out there, and then what is the mindset for the rest of the weekend? Obviously there are the updates coming in Hungary, but it's just getting through this weekend before those arrive.
Yeah, exactly that, just getting through the weekend. It's going to be tough for sure. It's been tough, so hopefully Hungary will be better.
いかがだったでしょうか。レッドブルはフェルスタッペンの動向が不明で、F2 からはツォロフが来ているため、シートの行方については話題が尽きることはなさそうです。また、アストンマティンではいつも通りかなり遅れている状況で厳しい週末となりそうですが、なんとかここを乗り越えてハンガリーでの逆襲に期待したいところですね。また今後も F1 に関しての情報をまとめた動画を制作していく予定です。継続するためにもぜひいいねやチャンネル登録をお願いいたします。インタビューの内容について、また動画の感想などコメントでいただけると嬉しいです。それでは。